Welcome to the Milestone Moment, where we interview top producing local realtors and ask them how they got started and their overall story. Today, we're changing it up a little bit. We have Sean Lee with Milestone Mortgage. Sean, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So, big changes lately, obviously, not only in your background, but in the industry. Tell me a little bit about your move to Milestone and a little bit about your background.
Yeah, absolutely. So, background for me has always been kind of real estate related. In some capacity. Before I got into the mortgage industry, I worked for Zillow. I did 9 years at Zillow. That was from 2012 to 2021. I started in Zillow's premier agent business, which is selling advertising to real estate agents. I did that for about a year. And I quickly learned that, I'm married to a real estate agent. My mother-in-law is a real estate agent. And I was looking for opportunities where I wasn't constantly dealing with the real estate agents.
A little too close to home?
Very close to home. I was lucky. I was in a position where I was able to move out of that within Zillow and moved into Zillow's rental business. Okay. I was one of the first salespeople in Zillow's rental business. And initially that was the multifamily industry. We were selling advertising to large property managers. And then I spun out of that and started Zillow's single-family rental business.
Wow. Okay.
From there, that grew. We went from about zero to a $200 million value in just about 4 years.
Wow.
It got to the point where, there was a lot of other people making decisions for the business that I started, and there was a lot of red tape. And I knew I wanted to get out and get back into kind of like the startup world again.
Yeah.
And that's where I started understanding the opportunity in mortgage and ended up getting licensed in 2018 while I was at Zillow. Created some partnerships in the mortgage industry for another company here based in Seattle. And those partnerships grew to the point where it made sense for me to leave Zillow and get into the mortgage industry full time, and worked for another company and got to the point with that company where, kind of my vision for growth and scale didn't necessarily align with the owners. Mm-hmm. And I was looking for a new company that shared similar vision, similar value, wanted to grow, had the resources to grow, and that's where I found Milestone.
Yeah, no, head of business development.
Yeah.
So lucky. Obviously, we both work at Milestone and have recently made the move. How's it been so far?
It's amazing. In so many different ways. It's been a breath of fresh air. We have the most competitive rates. So for me, that's really important. It's important to always be able to position our loan officers to a place where they know they're offering the best values to clients, right? And when you know that you have super competitive rates and the full spectrum of products, you can go out to the industry, you can go out to your agent partners, your referral partners, your borrowers, and speak to them with complete confidence. Yep. And that confidence translates to trust, and that trust translates into partnerships and transactions. And that's what we're all about. So it's been great. You take that, right? And we've got a ton of flexibility, right? We're a hybrid broker-banker model. Mm-hmm. And then we've got the most advanced tech in the industry available at Milestone, and that's Russell Petty has brought that to the table for us. And the value of the technology that we have it's head and shoulders above anything else I've ever seen, not only in the mortgage industry, but any industry.
So one thing, Sean, obviously, the name of the show, the Milestone Moment.
Yeah.
Tell me about that moment when everything changed for you, or that you just realized this was the right fit, or you're on the right trajectory. Tell me about it.
Yeah. So I think my milestone moment for real estate was while I was at Zillow Group, and I was leading the national sales team for our multifamily rentals business, and a call came in from a guy named Dallas Tanner. Dallas Tanner is the CEO of Invitation Homes, and at the time, and I think they still are, Invitation Homes was the largest owner-operator of single-family real estate in the country.
Oh, wow.
And he called in, and I ended up taking the call, and we had a conversation, and he unloaded a ton of information on me about the single-family real estate market. And I came to realize that there was a huge opportunity, not only for Zillow Group and for Invitation Homes and a potential partnership there, but for myself and where I wanted to go in my career at that time. So that was kind of like the start of the single family business for Zillow, and that's when the ideas started to get turning, and we moved into this big monetization play, and it just opened up a world of connections for me. It exposed me to investing in real estate, the benefits of single family real estate investing versus multifamily investing, and it just kind of like it shifted the direction of my entire career.
Yeah.
And then I started dabbling into these other things, my own real estate investing.
Yeah.
Ended up again getting my mortgage license in 2018. So that's not like there have been multiple milestone moments.
That was a big catalyst for sure initially. Yep.
Absolutely. One of them joining Milestone, right?
Sure.
And kind of reevaluating my position from, being more of a leader within the company to more of like, okay, we're back on the ground floor again.
Yeah.
Let's scale a company and, become the number one lender in the country. And we can certainly do that. And I'm really excited to, look back, right?
Yep.
A year from now, 2 years from now, and I can say, okay, like making the move to Milestone was another milestone moment for
myself. And maybe that ends up being a bigger one. Who knows? Right now it's a moment. Maybe it's going to be your milestone moment at some point.
I think it will be. I'm pretty confident it will be.
Now for loan officers, that are watching this show or kind of who you talk to daily, obviously the FDIC backing and the state licenses and all the things that Milestone brings, and Vernon Miles, the founder, is a phone call away. So it's amazing how easy it is to kind of navigate this company that we work within. What are some things that you say to a loan officer that's looking to kind of expand their business or find a home that they think might be a good fit?
Yeah, it's a great question. It depends on the loan officer, right? What's important to you might be not important to someone else, or vice versa, right? Everybody has their reasons for looking for a new opportunity. But you kind of just touched on some of the reasons. Milestone is a hybrid broker banker. Mm-hmm. So we've got the flexibility of a broker. You can kind of make the decisions for your business, make the decisions that are best for your borrowers and your agent and referral partners, make the decisions that are best for you. But we also have a lot of control through our own funding. We're funding loans in our name. And then we've got our federal registration for licensing. So licensing is much, much easier at Milestone. In some states like Washington, you're exempt. So as a Milestone employee, you don't have to go through the process of your education in the state and renewals and paying all those costs. So that's a huge benefit. And I think you just mentioned to me the other day, like you had a deal in North Carolina, right? You weren't licensed there as a loan officer. Right. Now you get those deals, and now you can close those deals, and that's a game changer for somebody like you and other people that might consider joining us. So yeah, it's technology, it's coaching. We've got some of the best loan officers in the country working for Milestone. You've got Russell Petty, Vernon Miles, Craig Snell, yourself. And what we've been able to do is kind of look at your playbooks, right? And then you take, the core coaching philosophies and grow coaching techniques, and you kind of bring that together and offer that same structure, that same accountability to loan officers that want to scale their business. They're implementing that with the technology, and it's a winner.
Yeah. Now with Russell Petty, you mentioned the technology. I think one of the most unique things is that you're actually able to build it as it's being built. So, speak on some of that. I guess part of that is a little bit crazy. Other side of it is, how cool is that, right?
Yeah. Well, we were on a meeting last week, and you had an idea for our tech platform, and Russell responded an hour later, and he had already coded it and built it and made it available. Yep. So it's really cool to be able to influence the way the technology is developing. But as we're going through, demos of our AI agent, and the features, the functions, the capabilities that this AI agent has, it is evolving so quickly. I've got one group that they've seen the demo 3 times now. And that's
Something
just
new
over
every
the
time.
it's like over the course of the last couple of weeks, and every time they see the demo, there's something new, right? It's evolving so quickly. It's incredible, and I feel lucky to be a part of the company that's so much further ahead in this game, because there's going to be a lot of catch up. If you're not taking advantage of the AI that's available right now, it's going to be really hard to capture that business down the road.
For sure. Now, you have a background, obviously, just because I know you in real estate. You know, your wife is a real estate agent, like you mentioned. Your mother-in-law is also in real estate. So you've got an interesting perspective. What do you see kind of this year in the market? What are you kind of excited about? What are you kind of thinking that you expect, I guess you could say?
Yeah. I'm looking forward to a more transactional market, right? It's great to see these little year-over-year bumps in inventory. We're seeing year-over-year increases in purchase applications as well. So that's a sign of a healthy market. And the more of that we see throughout this year, I think the more transactional it'll be. I saw a really cool chart today that was showing the percentage of mortgages with interest rates that were 3% or lower. That's dropping as a total share of the market, and then applications that have 6% or higher is actually increasing. So as we see those two lines come together, it's an indicator that inventory will continue to free up. There's going to be more options for buyers. And you're not going to feel the effects of, you know, what a lot of people think are the mortgage rate lockdown, right? People just being held into their home because they have that 2.5-3% interest rate. So a transactional market is a healthy market, and I'm excited to continue to work towards that.
I love that. And now you went to one of the big events, UWM Live. Obviously, Matt Ishbia put together a fantastic event. Any takeaways from that event that anybody watching should maybe think about?
Yeah. So many takeaways from that event. I think one is for loan officers, it's really important for you to have a plan. It's important for you to hold yourself accountable if you don't already have an accountability partner, but hold yourself accountable to doing the little things on a daily basis that are required of you to be successful. You've got to be an expert in your craft. You've got to put in the activity. You've got to be able to communicate with people well. And if you do those things, that's kind of like your formula for success. And you hear that, and it sounds cliche, and you know people say it all the time. But you've got to force yourself to do those things. And if you can reverse engineer the numbers that you need to hit to achieve your goals, and you know exactly what those are, there's no reason why somebody won't be successful in this industry.
I love it. Well, Sean, you've always been around a culture of winning. I expect nothing less at Milestone, and super excited for you to be a part of kind of what we're growing here. Any final thoughts that you want to pass on to our listeners?
I'm excited to continue to work with you and share your playbook and the value that you provide to agents. And I think that for me, one thing that I've come to realize in the last year or so is the loan officers that win and have really good referral partners are the loan officers that add value to their agent partnerships. And that's how you build trust. That's how you build a reputation for being the go-to person. So it's fun to watch you do that. It's fun to watch how our AI is continuing to and will continue to evolve to provide even more value to agents and borrowers. And I hope to take that and share it with more loan officers so they can, see similar successes to what you've seen in your career.
I love it. Well, hey, Sean, thanks for being part of the show. We appreciate you guys, and on to the next. Thanks for being here.
You got it. Thank you.
Bye.